Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I like your shirt.
Yes. So I interviewed Cara yesterday. So for continuity, I've also put it on. I don't have a boys' t-shirt. My apologies. Could have just done each one for every single person. The more dear Evan Hansen one for Colton.
I'm off the show. It's fine.
It's all good. Hey, it's all consuming that show. Congratulations on your show.
Thank you.
It's really kind of riveting stuff. I don't find myself binging on many things anymore. I kind of like the week on week release, but this one I couldn't really stop watching. It's very bizarre. Where do you sit on binge watching? Are you a binge watcher, or do you enjoy the kind of old school week to week, have some water cooler moments in between kind of deal?
I wonder if there's like a correlation into like other parts of your life, whether or not you're a binger, because I don't want to be a binger, and yet I cannot help myself. I think that takes such rigor to not binge. Like if it's available, I will do it, but I would prefer it not to be available so that I want someone else to control it for me because I can't control myself.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a little hypocritical now. I've said that because I've got this t-shirt on and I blitzed it in like 2 days, Stranger Things. So, and I blitzed this one. So I don't know. Maybe I'm changing as I get older. Now, I mean, it's a subject matter that's quite recent and very relevant for many different reasons. So, what was the initial lure for you? Was it the script and the series, or did you know a bit about the case before? Was it something that intrigued you going into it?
I knew about the case before. I had followed in real time and then I'd seen the documentary. So when this project came up, I thought, oh, that's going to be really interesting. But I didn't really see a part for myself in it. And they offered me the part of Katie Rayburn, and it was pretty surprising. I don't think that there had been anything in my past career that would have said, oh, that would be a good fit. Which is of course why I had to take it. I mean, to get an opportunity like that is very rare. I often get offered things that are exactly like the things I did before because people want to guarantee that they're paying for the thing they know you can do. So it felt like such a gift to have Patrick and Liz offer me that role and to take on just a different kind of challenge.
Yeah, it's a different kind of challenge, and also when you're dealing with real people and real events, even though it's a series and a dramatization of it, obviously that comes with its own kind of unique pressures. Did you feel any pressure playing Katie, because obviously she's a big part of what's transpired in the time since the initial event, if you like.
I did, and I was very quickly released from that by the creators. They're like, you don't have to play her, you're playing the fictionalized version of her. And they didn't, dye my hair the same color. We didn't do, I didn't have to look like her, but whatever was helpful, I was allowed to take. So for example, I have like red nails in the courtroom because I thought that was an interesting thing for someone to make that choice to do bright red nails in the courtroom. Like, what does that say about you? Or like the way she holds her head sometimes, or her style of interrogation, but it wasn't mimicry. So that gave some freedom. And, I would imagine that if she saw this, she would say, this is not her. And it's not. It's Katie Rayburn of The Girl from Plainville versus Katie Rayburn, who was actually in the case.
Yeah. What's it like to play a lawyer? I've always been fascinated by sort of lawyers like that. I love films like A Few Good Men. I used to love Suits and Boston Legal and all these things. And some of them are very serious and some of them are very playful in the way they do things. It's a job that has lots of money and extravagance, blah, 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 blah. What's it like for you as an actor to play someone like that? Because that opportunity, as you say, doesn't come along quite so often.
I think actually there's tons of lawyer roles. I've just usually
Right.
I have the face of somebody who's been in trouble or the other way.
You're the other side.
Yeah, I'm usually the other side of the law. But I liked it because there's this whole performance aspect to it, which I think is really interesting. Like, how do you do a performance of a performance? So there is almost more of a truth to it than a normal role, because you don't have cameras necessarily rolling in your everyday life watching you do those normal things. But when you are a lawyer, there's often cameras, there's an audience in the jury or the judge or the gallery. I mean, there's so many things that make it feel like it's actually, so it feels in some ways easier because you are creating a performance. And I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, I won't ask you about the other thing because I feel like it's still kind of fresh for people on the other series. Maybe not. I won't ask you about that because there's certain things that people haven't seen yet. But you know, I'll let them see that. Yeah, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it, and good luck with the show. Hope it goes great.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey